How's everyone doing? It's Thursday. Okay. Let's do this. What can I say? I've drawn this model a few times recently because I like drawing her. As I think most of you do too. Fresh set of poses. Some interesting shape language. The usual fare. Yeah, hey everyone, hope you're all good. Hope everyone's doing well on this fine Thursday. I'm doing great. Yeah. Not a lot to report since the last time I saw you. I did, you know, it's so typical, isn't it? So I was talking up a storm about these Carbothellos, which I do like very much. So I went and bought online, I went and bought a box of them. They're not the same. These grey ones are smooth, they feel like charcoal to some degree. The blue ones, scratchy, don't stick to the newsprint nicely. The search continues, but I'm going to do what I did last time and build up with these grey ones, and then go in with the black over the top. I was hoping I could build in with the blue. It could have been a nice, you know, change. Not to be. Okay, let me know if the music's still too loud. Duck the music. I'm assuming you're saying it's too loud. Let me know if that's still the case. Look on the bright side, at least you didn't buy 3 boxes. I guess if there's a bright side to be had with that particular situation, Lulu, you're correct. Alright, let's do this. Now, hopefully I'm not going to... Oh, you know what I didn't do? I didn't set the camera. Guys, I'm just going to change the screen back to the opening page. Just give me 1 second. Really sorry about this. Because I don't think that that is focused right. Let me just see something here. No, it's out of focus. Just give me a second here. It will take me 2 seconds. All right, hold on. Boom. That's better, right? Yes. Apologies for that. I normally do that before we get going. Don't know what happened today. I do know what happened actually. I am on my own here with the puppy. Shouldn't really be calling her a puppy anymore. She looks like a grown dog at this point. And I spent the few minutes before the stream just making sure she was kind of set up. And so the very important task of making sure things are actually in focus didn't happen. All right, let's give this another go, shall we? Take 2. Paul says, Richard, I don't often watch live, just like I say, I really like when you know the anatomy as you go. It really helps me learn what all the bumps are. Love the previous anatomy lesson, awesome. Then I will try and name some of the anatomy as we go. Right, we have a profile for all intents, right? Look at the way the hips push back. This is what we need to look for in a profile, because we don't have that relationship between the axis of the shoulders and the hips. So we use this to compensate for the lack of that other relationship. Okay, rib cage. You see the arch of that rib cage coming down this way. Something like so. And then when we come from here, for those of you looking with the reference, look how then we get a straight passage down here for the tummy. And then we come in and we connect behind this leg to what would be the pubic bone sitting down here, right? So even though we start off with this kind of larger, simplified shape, that's like one of the first levels of refinement. And it makes a lovely kind of balancing act of what's going on here to here, right? Hello. You guys want to see a puppy quickly? Hold on. Come here. Come here. Up. Come here. Come on. There's the... Oh. Oh, there's... You see, she's not such a puppy anymore. Whoa. Are you? No, you're not. You're not a puppy. Okay, you gotta go. Okay, we gotta draw. Okay? Understood? Thank you. Go on. Here. There you go. See, I came armed with treats. All right. Lower the music, please. There. Okay. That's no puppy. I know, it's crazy how quickly she's grown, huh? I'm actually going to turn down this light too. I feel like everything's a little bit blown out. It's because it's a sunny day here and I've got a lot of light coming in the window for once. Okay. Clavicle. Well, more to the point, I always look for that little bump of the manubrium sitting right about there, because then it tells me the clavicle's coming up this way. Head of the humerus is going to be sitting about here. Come down. We can see our forearm is going to be about here to the wrist. It's sitting about here. And then I usually look for the ridge of the knuckles, which are about there. Right, something like that. Yes, yeah, we are, the love is a mutually agreed thing, Margot. She's my buddy, we get on great. We get on just fine. And she's such a good girl. Oblique is going to be sitting in here. Tensor fasciae latae is going to be sitting in here. Gluteus medius, we can kind of see that. We can see a shadow for that right there, right? And gluteus maximus. Coming down, iliotibial tract, coming down this way. Something like that. Other leg going back this way. Something like so. Sternocleidomastoid. coming this way to her head, which is sitting about there. Oh, by the way, we're looking at around a 15 for this one. Sorry, I should have said. But you know how this works. You guys have stopped even thinking the clock might be a real thing. Yeah, sunny day in the UK has indeed been a on and off again experience this particular spring. So just sometimes as you think, yeah, summer's about to kick off, and the weather says, relax there with your big statements. Hold on a minute, we're not done with winter. Okay, just making a mess at this point. This should get me into the ballpark, though. Can't really see the other arm at all. You guys kind of see a smidge of the fingers right down here. I'm leaving those right off. There is absolutely no point. Yeah, exactly. Lulu, I just saw your arm comment. Timer is more of a suggestion. Yeah, sometimes it's not even that though, right? Ishan, how you doing? I saw that Charles is now on your money. You must be relieved. You know what? I think I can safely say for the whole country that it's been a rather stressful time waiting for that transition to happen. And finally seeing him on a bill, there was a collective sigh of relief from the British people that finally we were back in safe hands. Yeah, something like that. Charles. All right, let's leave it there. He seems like a grand chap. What do I know? Okay. I'm going to start with this arm for some reason. For no particular reason. All right. I still love this model's proportions, anatomical ideas, posing, everything really. She is one of the, well, yeah, look, it's no accident that we've drawn her a bunch the last couple of months. Really since this pack came out for her, which I don't know exactly when that was, but probably about 5-6 weeks ago now. And apparently, I need to actually look into it because apparently there's another pose pack of her done a while back. I don't know, it just said like this was kind of like part 2. I really need to take a look for that. What I really need to do is well, it's a multifaceted thing. First of all, I need for it to be financially viable to do it, but I need to basically book my own models and do my own photo shoots of models that I want to draw. But there's a lot of moving parts to that particular statement, and most of those moving parts aren't going to happen anytime soon. So it's kind of a moot point. That is just an awful, awful idea for that breast. Control Z. And that is really no better. Jeez, what happened here? All right, well, that kind of officially wrecks this drawing. All right, it's done. I'll continue drawing, but that's kind of the decider that this drawing is over. So sometimes that's all it takes. Terrible. Oh well. See, it's all falling apart now. See, I hate just going through the motions with a drawing, which is what I feel like I'm doing now. Ugh. We're at 13 minutes. I will go for till minute 15 because I said I would, and then we're moving on because I'm not starting over, and this one isn't getting salvaged, so. One more minute. Okay, I'm done. Garbage. Oh well. But no, it's not the breasts are too. Can you discuss what you're disappointed with? Yes, absolutely, sure. This whole area right here is broken. It's not even broken. This is just a terrible shape. It's like it's just crass and cheap and just terrible design language. Done. One line can mess up the whole drawing. Yes. Yep. One line can mess up the whole drawing, kind of like when Hemant asked for my IRL name, and I answered with "Ask your mum." We've not seen him in chat since. Sorry about that one. Is that what happened? That one completely went over my head, Lulu. That is kind of funny though. Like, come on. Yeah, you have to give credit where credit's due. Okay, next pose. Poor Hemant. I miss Hemant. He was, I assume it was he. It was fun. Yeah, we haven't seen Hemant in a while. You know who else we haven't seen in a while? And I think I upset is Aishin. Ever since I talked about drawing that very slim, borderline anorexic model, Aishin says that, assuming once again it's a he, or that they weren't comfortable with that, and haven't seen him on the stream since. Weird. This is someone who literally came to every single stream for like a year and a half. Aishin's been showing up on Discord, yeah, but not at the stream, which is so weird, right? I don't know. Or maybe just had enough. There's always that very real possibility. Oh, okay. Well, that's good to know. I did, yeah. Well, I did check in with him. I actually sent him a message on Discord after I hadn't seen him for about a month, just seeing if everything was okay. And he claimed it was, but I don't know. I didn't know why he just stopped showing up. Anyway, as long as these people are okay. So we have obviously we've got quite the relationship between this upper and lower torso, and great ideas going on down here. Hopefully we can muster up the the skills to actually show some of this stuff, do it justice to some degree. Okay, sacrum. Iliac crest. Look at the shape, they're so interesting. Like, for those of you who have the reference in front of you, just the shape, that shape of this buttock is really fascinating. And look, you've got it's super subtle, but look at the way we've got just a very slight curve right coming through there, which is really from the pelvis, right? The anatomy of the pelvis sitting there, pushing out at this point right here, and then the gluteus kind of sitting in there. Anyway, really lovely. Okay, so we got a sacrum here, some lumbar muscle, lower lumbar muscles going on there, rib cage sitting in here. So we've got iliac crest. Yeah, we've got the oblique sitting in here, sitting long, and then transitioning up to the rib cage. Now, obviously, a lot of this is hidden behind her hair, and you know the drill. We kind of need to figure it out anyway. This arm coming back in this direction, elbow is about here, forearm going down this way, sitting about there. Tricep sitting in there, bicep deltoid. reaction wasn't showing up because of the anti-royalty sentiments on this channel. That could very well be the case, and it would be understandable. You know, you've made your disdain for my royal family very clear, Rick. You've driven away Aishin. Who else? Hemanthe? I don't know. Can't bring you guys anywhere. Sacrum. You know, Rick, I feel like it wouldn't be so hard to push buttons. You know, if we want to talk about the electoral process that's going on in the United States right now, if you want to talk about that instead, that would be fine. I think you may have an opinion or two on that, right? And that's the last we see of Rick. Doesn't care for my man Trump, I guess that's the problem. Oh, sorry, I've gone too far. That was fun. Yeah, exactly. Lord help us. Choice of the lesser of two evils in US election. Well, you see, well, no, look, we're not going to, let's not, is there a super unsubscribe button? Here's the thing, Jeffrey, let's not even get into that conversation. Well, firstly, this is a no politics zone. I was joking, and I only have myself to blame now for this conversation even happening. The funny thing is, regardless of which side of the fence you're actually on, it's not even about the lesser of two evils, is it? It like left or right, it's like one is evil and one is not, right? Let's not get into it, huh? Let's not get into it. Oh God, why did I say anything? Okay, top of the skull is sitting right there, okay? That's what matters right now. It's the only thing that matters. Look at the hair coming down this way. Yeah, iliac crest coming around. That'll do us. And then obviously all of this is covered in hair, but we've drawn it anyway. Same thing here, deltoid coming down, tricep coming down to the elbow. And then we have the forearm, and we have the hand, which we can barely see. Don't like just leaving a stub there. I also don't want to get into that. Let's see if we can make it work in black. Okay, I am going to put in some core shadows with my grey here. What? Ah, okay, there's a... Used to detest back poses. Now I really like them because I'm really into value. I gotta say, I'm a big fan of drawing back poses. Maybe that's obvious from the amount that we draw on the stream, but something about the back anatomy which is just incredibly satisfying to draw. Let's talk about something non-controversial. What do you think of the official portrait of Charles? Very good question, Doug. You know what? Here's my feeling with it. I know the style that they were trying to pull off with it, and I don't think they quite nailed it. I think that there's a place for that style, and I think you could actually even pull off Charles's portrait in that style. It almost felt like someone else trying to do someone else's style and not quite understanding the style enough, if that makes sense. Does that make sense? Just look, it feels like it's 78% there, but it's missing that extra je ne sais quoi. That's what I feel. I like the idea of that portrait. Just don't feel like the execution was quite what it needed to be. Would you guys agree? Am I off on my assessment? I don't know. Let's get 3 more core shadows in here, and then we'll move to black. Drop it, exactly. There are people who love walking over a minefield, makes them feel alive. I don't like doing it online though, agreed on that one. Yeah, look, like all of us, we've all got opinions, right? And very strong and very passionate opinions about what's happening with politics right now. But I just don't think this is, I've always tried to maintain that this will be a politics-free zone. We've got enough things to talk about, and if we don't, then we just draw in silence, right? There's nothing wrong with that either. I think we can all safely say, though, we all get our fill from other sources. It's not like, you know, we need to discuss it here because no one else is discussing it. It's I'm so over the discussion already. Anyway, going back to it, you see. How important is it to learn all the muscle names and such? Asked Enyo-san. Hey Enyo. I think it's important to maybe know the large ideas, because if you understand the names of or know the names of the large ideas, the large muscle groups, for example, or the large muscles of the body, it helps then when you see a smaller muscle that you may not know the name, at least give you context as to where it's located on the body. But I think as much as it's important to know the names of muscles, I think it's important to know the location and the names of landmarks, which generally tend to be bony protrusions, like the manubrium, for example, or the acromion process, or the ACES. We talk about these every stream. I think you get more mileage knowing the names and the location of those than you will actually necessarily all the muscle. That would be my feeling. I don't think you need to know nearly as much as some people would have you believe. But I also think it comes down to the context in which you're going to be using your art. Like if you're going to be a character designer for animation, for example, you can get away, frankly, with knowing the basics. If you want to be a figurative painter, then it'll probably do you good to study it deeper, right? So it kind of depends what you plan on using that knowledge for. That would be my feeling. Okay, I'm going to go into it now. Actually, I'm going to blend a little bit first. Yeah, breaking all the rules today. Because I might not hit this whole thing with black. I might just go in and hit little ideas here and there. Let's see. So yeah, that would be my feeling. And I hope that helps. I see flow better on a back pose. Jeffrey, that's a very good point. I do think, in the pantheon of poses that we have, especially in the learning stage or the developmental stage of drawing, I think back poses are easier to get our heads around to a very large degree. Okay, let's see now. So this sacrum is locked. Okay, that's what, pencil number 2. It's all right. We've still got a few more here. All right, it's number 3. This is why, well, I was going to say it's always useful to have a bunch of pencils sharpened and ready to go, which is true. This is why it also helps not to be super heavy-handed like me. Wow. All right. I don't know what's happening. I'm not even pressing that hard right now. My proportions are a little off, truth be told. at people from the front when you talk, so the back anatomy is kind of novel or something. Do you think that's it? I think it's easier, honestly. To some degree, it feels easier to me to do back poses. Like, you know, if I'm tired with drawing a back pose like this, it's like, okay, I can draw these. I know I can do these, and for the most part, they're fairly risk-free, apart from me breaking. How many pencils is that now? All right, it's starting to become a problem. Learning that Latin nomenclature makes it so much easier to guess the muscle name. You reckon, Leland? Good luck with that. Maybe, I don't know. There was a lot of discussion about the hands. We're back on on Charles's portrait. Interesting. I'd have to look at it. I don't feel like the hands were very developed on that painting at all. Looks like the artist is eating too much strawberry jam. Threw up before he finished it. It's got a lot of red energy for sure. I'm not a huge fan, but once again, I just don't feel it was executed very well. That's all. But yeah, it was a bold try. It was a bold attempt. Some lovely subdivisions in this hair, but I feel like I'm not getting it. Let's see. It's spooky. We talk about Charles's portrait. Yeah, I guess it's got a ghostly energy about it, right? Surface and Grafit. Thank you, Marcelo. Appreciate it. I have no idea how they even did the portrait, so I can no longer agree or disagree. I do have a completely not care about the subject, which is rare for me, honestly. Well, I think you're in good company there. Any talk in England about how Kate Middleton is doing? No. It feels like it's a media blackout with that. Well, she's simply not there. I don't think there is anything to report because she simply seems to be staying way out of the public eye. Understandably. Look, I know all too well what she's been going through the last few months. And staying out of the public eye seems like a really good idea to me, if that's what she wants to do. Because yeah, it's just no fun what she's having to go through right now. Just another non-controversial point, says James. Conte Paris pastel pencils tend to be really soft. You know, James, you could very well be right with the ones that you've experienced, because once again, I don't know how things work from, you know, pencil to pencil. I've always found Conte to be way too scratchy. I find them, they fit more into that category of where generals have gone recently. So maybe they've changed since I last experienced Conte. But at least from what I recall with them, I just found them too much. But I appreciate the, you know, appreciate you trying to help with my pencil dilemma, which is not terrible right now. I do have pencils. I have, I'm not hurting for pencils. I just like, I'm always looking for that perfect combo. And I think that is ultimately 2 for 2 on another just very forgettable drawing. That's a shame. I had high hopes for this one. Maybe I should stop working with the Conte, although my black pencil situation is a bit dire after going through 4 or 5 of them on that one drawing. I love the rendering on Charles's face, and the expression is perfect. I think the face is good. It's not, I don't disagree. It's just, it needs to be sitting on something, in my opinion, and it's not. You see, I think if you'd maybe painted out a pedestal almost for that head, and then, you know, softened out in the way that they have, maybe that would have worked, but, you know. All right, yeah, another terrible drawing. What a shame. So this next one is, this does not bode well, because this next one is very much more of a technical exercise in, this is a foreshortening and perspective challenge, this next pose. If you get all of your political news from this channel, we are in trouble. All of us. This new grey pencil, it's adding so much to your drawings. It looks great, especially the hair. Thank you, Jose. I can't say I feel like I pulled it off with that sketch. That sketch was going okay, and then it fell apart. Don't know why. I do kind of know why. Because I'm talking too much, that's why. Here's the one downside with trying to, you know, read, chat, and draw. Ultimately, something ends up getting sacrificed. Usually it's the chat that gets sacrificed, but today it seems to be the drawing. Okay. Might need to be a pencil sharpening break. I'm going to keep going. I think maybe after this drawing I'm going to have to take a pencil sharpening break. Maybe I'm beginning to get this after 11 months. I don't doubt it, Jeffrey. It's about how long it can take sometimes, you know, to start to feel like you're getting it. I wonder how Charles feels about it. Yeah, I wonder too, actually. Yeah, we'll never know, right? I do not like the portrait of Obama either, with all the leaves all over the place. I honestly don't remember it, to be honest, Mother. Thought I did until you said leaves, and then I'm like, I have no idea which painting you're talking about. Prayers for the Princess. There you go. Nice one. Margot. Okay. This is going to be a challenging drawing. Let's do it. The one thing on that last drawing for me was the model's right foot. On my drawing, I didn't draw the foot. Could have been turned slightly outward or down. Are you talking about my drawing? I don't think so. I didn't really draw the foot. Maybe you are. Maybe you're right. Let's draw. All right. The clock has been set. It means nothing. We've got to just kind of take this in for a second, figure out what we're going to do. So we have a rib cage that is sitting kind of at this angle, right? But coming out of that is a neck that's sitting about there. There's a manubrium about here and this clavicle going up this way because we are looking down, like 3/4 down view. The chromium process is about there. Head of the humerus is going to be about here. This arm going back this way, coming down. Okay. Can't see it, but we know that the clavicle on this side is going back this way. This arm is coming out like that. That's enough for now. Let's not get ahead of ourselves. Rib cage is sitting there. Torso, mid-torso. Lower torso. So oblique is going to be sitting about here, right? Boom. Then we're coming down. Pelvis sitting here. Iliac crest is coming around to about here. Asus is going around, we're going around the form there. Can't see the asus on the other side, but it's about there. Center line is sitting about there. Goes out, that goes in that way and then kind of comes out. There could be rather a lot of tweaking needed here, but this gets us in the ballpark. Gets the conversation started, right? That's really what we need to do. We can always change things. Well, we need something on the page to get the brain going. Okay, so if clavicle's coming up this way, we can see that deltoid, which attaches, as we've discussed before, about 2/3 of the way along. And that deltoid is sitting in there. This is going away from us. Now I have to be really careful here, because this is not this long. Okay, see my deltoid's in completely the wrong place. One thing I'm using as a measuring stick here, I think my deltoid needs to come out this way. Because I'm looking at the distance between here and here, right? If the edge of the deltoid is, say, here, and then I look here, all of this stuff is sitting about here. Ugh. Tricky, tricky, tricky. Deltoid. The pectoral is sitting here, that's correct. And that is kind of going up this way, and we can't see it, but it's doing something like that. And it's like if the deltoid is here, head of the humerus is about here. See, this breast is sitting underneath here. And the pectoral muscle sitting there. All right. And that breast is sitting about there. Okay. So rib cage is coming down this way. So I think the rib cage was sitting lower than I was giving it credit for at first. It's actually sitting about here. There's more foreshortening here than you would think, and it will throw you. Okay, acromion process. Sitting about here. Okay. Elbow is here. Sorry, I don't know what's going on in the chat, but I've got to keep focused here. Everything's on fire. Right now, evolution-wise, I'm using a Stabilo Carbothello. And then I usually, from the black, I'm using General's Charcoal. 6B. Okay, let's see. Forearm coming down. Man, this is a tough pose. Okay. That was right. This is right. Forget the arm for right now. Is that or the hand? That's talk about incidental. You can actually see just the hint of the iliac crest right here. So I'm actually pushing down volume as I go here now. Yeah. So pelvis is sitting here. This knee is about here, coming down, then tibia coming down this way. This is all relatively straightforward stuff. Hamstring sitting in here. Yeah, knee, yada yada. Okay, coming down to the ankle, heel, foot, etc. Okay. That's easy. The knee is sitting roughly about here. This leg coming down this way. We've got this volume here. That's good. All right. I think we're through the worst of it. I think. Famous last words. And then this arm is easy, or relatively easy, I think. And then the forearm coming this way, wrist is about here. Shorter. I'll come back to that. It's fine for now. And then as for this hand, straightforward enough. Okay. And we have the round of that platform of doing this type of thing, right? Which can kind of maybe help with perspective just a little bit. Am I allowed to suggest a correction? No, you can't. No, I'm sorry. I don't take. If I get into that, we're in a whole heap of trouble because I'm just. No, I'm not getting into that. Sorry. Do you know how screwed we are if I just start second my guessing to myself to the point where I'm taking notes from the gallery? Also, are you a member? The only reason I ask that is, well, you are, so you do have access to the reference at least. Fair enough. All right. ear, sitting about here. Chin sitting about here. All right. Yeah. Come back to that. All right. And hair is sitting roughly in here. Okay. Yikes. Officially in the very funny, Lulu. Yeah, this is not. Maybe there's something salvageable here. God, I can't believe it now. 3 for 3. Abysmal. I should be lying on the carpet with the dog napping. What am I doing here? Totally bailed on this one, eating some good beans I made last night. You see, Rick, I would love to know, actually, how many of you that do draw along with me regularly, I'd love to know how many people actually do bail on poses as we're going through. I think Lucas always draws all the poses, but am I in a situation where half of you bail when the going gets tough? Is that what's happening here? And you just watch me suffer, and with a smirk on your face while you eat beans? Is that what's happening here, Rick? Is that what's happening? I don't know. I don't know. Scapula sitting in there. I love to suffer, never bail. All right, nice, good. I don't make it through all of them, but I'm tempted with this one. Come on, guys, you need to... I'm a big bailer. All right, Lucas, I appreciate the honesty. This is, you know, this is the confessional. You've drawn it 5 times. I bail, says Jim. So I appreciate the honesty. I bail on that one too. It was a good exercise. It was a good thought exercise. Meaning in my mind, I drew it. Humbling pose, yeah, right. Well, look, we're gonna do poses, as we've talked about before. I do like the analogy of we are going to the gym with drawings like this, right? It's not necessarily going to be pretty, and we're not necessarily going to come away from it, you know, feeling $1,000,000, but it's necessary. And ultimately, even if the drawing isn't great, we'll be glad we did it. You know, we'll be glad that we put in the, you know, the exercise. But I kind of knew going into this one that's why I was kind of a bit frustrated that the last drawing didn't turn out better, because it was almost kind of like I knew that this one was going to be brutal. So, you know, you're going to hope, well, at least I'll have a nice one there, and then this one will suck inevitably. So, yeah. All right, well, look, I would... Easy for me to say and easy for you to ignore, but I would strongly suggest that you don't bail. As tempting as it can be, and as much as I would like to occasionally bail, honestly, when you have the bailout option, it's not good. It's not exactly where we're gonna get the most out of an experience. Do you know what I mean? I know I'm just trying to make you feel guilty because I'm having to draw it, but you know. This is a disaster. Well, yeah, this should be here. See, it doesn't, yeah, it's not getting any easier. Got a horrible sneaking suspicion the next pose isn't much easier either. I need to have a quick look at it. Oh, nah, it may be a bit easier actually, even though it's still tricky. It's, yeah. hopefully we'll have something that's passable. I think at this point it's all we can ask for. We're at 23 minutes. We'll go a few more minutes, and then I think I'm gonna bail on this one. Let's just do a bit more. You never go into a session saying, oh, this is going to be absolutely brutal. And yet here we are. What an absolute bloody mess, mate. Alright, I am going to take a pencil sharpening break. I'm done with the grey. It's not working. I don't know, I'm done. Sorry, just catching up with you guys. Alright, let's see, what's my pencil situation like? I got 1, 2, 3, 4. I may have I'm going to keep going because we've got like what 40 minutes to go, and I may need to do a sharpen, but I'm going to hold off as long as possible. That scrunching of the paper is so satisfying. Yeah, sometimes it can be, and sometimes it's nice to just put it behind you. It's done. Okay. You know, sometimes I'll do poses like the one we just did, and sometimes I'll actually surprise myself and be like, pretty much nailed that one. Not that time. Look, look, it's good practice. As I said, we're in the gym, we're getting sweaty. You know, our shorts are maybe riding a little high, and not in a flattering way. We've had better days, but here we are. All right. Good, Rick. I'm glad that you were able to find some redemption. All right, time to move to landscape mode. Now I just need to get my brain into drawing mode. All right, just make sure this is going to sit straight. Straight enough? It's not triggering anyone's OCD? Good. Hello, darling. How are you? Do you need a treat? Do you need to go out? You see, I can't let you out. Good girl. All right. We are very fortunate to have a very decent size backyard, but unfortunately it's not secure enough that I can just leave the back door open and let her, you know, meander in and out. We're kind of rural where we are, but it's kind of tricky. So I don't know if she needs to go out. She's being so good. Okay, iliac crest. What you see right this as we come down with the rib cage here, we can see that iliac crest sitting right there. Okay. We know if we came around the form, it'd be sitting something like that. The center line is going to be sitting about here. Foot heavily foreshortened leg, knee sitting about here, tibia coming off this way. Give or take. Knee sitting here. Something like that. Okay. Thank you, Michael. Captain Schmidt. Hey, Do you have coyotes there? We certainly do in North Carolina. No, we don't. The UK's wildlife is all a bit pathetic, really, compared to places like well, compared to most places. We don't have any. Well, rather than saying what we don't have, it might be easier just to say what we do have. We have foxes. We have a lot of foxes. We have deer. We have badgers. What else do we have? I think there may be, like, I want to say, like up in Scotland, I think there might be some wolf packs that have been reintroduced, but down here, absolutely, that wouldn't be an issue. No, it's not about that. It's really about the garden isn't completely secure, like the perimeter. Like there's a lot of like wildlife and vegetation and stuff, but should she be so inclined, theoretically she could kind of just wander off, right? And I'm sure she wouldn't, but yeah, that's kind of a reality. All right, so I've messed up here. If we continue this, elbow should be about there. All right, what's going on here? Maybe this is bigger? All right, I'm confused. I need to build out. Okay, manubrium, clavicle, head of the humerus. So that's all fine. Already, Alice sitting in there. Scapula. My mojo is way off today. Which I can't say I saw coming. I thought I was in good form coming into the session today. Did not think I'd be struggling as much as I am. This drawing is an absolute disaster. I'm starting over. Good Lord, what is going on with me today? True, a ton of werewolves. Place is overrun by werewolves. Okay, let's try again, shall we? Good Lord. That was just brutal. I guess I'm going to restart the clock. Sorry, guys. I'm going to try and catch up to you guys. I'm going to just try and draw fast, which will probably make things even worse, but you know. So this rib cage is really going away from us. Sorry, I'm just trying to focus here. Knee, tibia. Sternocleidomastoid, trapezius coming down this way. Okay. This arm is going down this way. Might be. This is just disaster. Okay. Sorry guys, I'm sorry I keep complaining. But you know, sometimes, yeah, you just end up kind of, you know, disgusting yourself with what's happening in front of you. I think it's safe to say I'm on tilt right now. Yeah, crazy. Okay. So, oblique sitting here, coming down gluteus. Okay, maybe this will work. What the hell is that? It's so interesting, you know, when you get on tilt, like all the logic about the process goes out the window. It's like, you know, things that I've done 1,000 times, and I'm just not having that as part of my internal dialogue. So it's kind of it's kind of fascinating, you know, just from a psychological point of view. If it wasn't so painful to be going through in real time. What's going on in the chat? Not to cloud, but I'm sharing this on. It's the curse of King Giles' portrait. Since then, there have been tons of difficulties. Frankly, there's been difficulties the whole stream. Did the stream lag? Why would someone willingly introduce wolves? Biodiversity. Something that takes care of the deer, right? Hey, what's going on? Come here. Penny. Don't like hearing her bark in the other room when I'm not around. Anyway. She probably needs to go outside. It's so much fun to stuff to draw on her. You know, I would love to agree with that sentiment, Lulu, and I appreciate the bailout, but it hasn't been an issue before, if you know what I mean. Wording your thought process might help. It could help, Lulu. Honestly, I think that I'm kind of beyond that stage. No, you know what's going to happen. So we're going to finish this pose. We're going to do like maybe a couple of 5-minute poses, and I'm out of here. Because I'm just not enjoying it. I'm not enjoying being on tilt. And at some point I have to stop the bleeding. It's like there's just nothing that I do with the pencil is working. So yet another drawing I'm just really dissatisfied with. Don't know what's going on. Anyway. Okay. These poses are just brutal. The next one's going to be too complex for me right now. I'm moving to the last two. Tina, shh, don't be saying that. He's not my man. Let's be clear. Let's be very clear. Let's be very clear. Yeah, but you know, I don't normally have this problem, Tutu, I would say, generally speaking. Guys, give me just 2 minutes, okay? And then we will continue. I've got to see if the dog needs to go outside real quick. Apologies. I will be right back. You know what? I will leave you with the view of my office. Okay, give me 2 minutes, guys. Right. Okay. Let us continue. Yeah, sorry about that. She did need to go out and pee. Really professional of me, isn't it? Ba-ba-bum. I love your which is actually helpful. Thank you, Tina. Yes, we'll put spin on this. Let's do that. Can we do the last one? I love the lighting. Let's do the light. You know what? Sorry, I'm just seeing what you guys were chatting about while I was gone. Okay. We were going to do two. You know what we're going to do is we're going to finish on what the last pose, because it's about all I can muster right now, honestly. Sorry. We'll do 10-minute pose, okay? We'll finish with a 10. And look, if I can't pull off a pose like this, then I really do need to call it a day. My cat never interrupted a stream ever. Dogs are too needy. Yeah, dogs are too needy, but guess what? You'll actually get an emotional response out of them, unlike a cat. That would just look at you judgingly, no matter what you do. I have cats in this house, and let me tell you, if numbers have to be taken down, the cats better look out. I just gave the dog one of those ears to keep her quiet. She actually had one earlier, so it's 2 in 1 day, which isn't great. She's taking a hit for the team here. Okay, the disco pose. Yes, let's do the disco pose. The last pose of the set, guys. We are skipping poses 5 and 6. We'll probably, I'll leave them up. We'll probably come back to them next time we draw this model. But we're going to the last pose. I deliberately put it at the end because it looked like it'd be a bit of fun. So it does seem like a good one to end on. All right, let's do this. About 10, let's do that. That's about how long I have till the puppy is done with that treat. So. Oh, you can't see that. Let me lift up my drawing board a bit there. Okay. Iliac crest coming down. You can see that arch of the rib cage sitting here. Okay. Nope. Okay. We got this leg going off on a lovely angle there, slightly away from us. Excuse me. Oblique. Gluteus medius sitting in there. Bola joining a little late. You have missed nothing. Really, it's been, at least from my end, it's been just an absolute brutal session. I've had a few stinkers. This is up there. At least the conversation was a bit of fun, huh? And hopefully you guys did good drawings. Yeah. And hopefully my constant whining wasn't too distracting. You had a cat that was like a Labrador. I believe you, Margot, because I don't believe you have any reason to say otherwise. But comparing a cat to a Labrador is a very strong statement. Like, you know, you can understand my skepticism with that. Here's the thing, I probably sound like I don't like cats. That's not the case. I don't dislike cats. I consider myself an animal lover, but I've grown to kind of be not too keen on cats. I used to like cats quite a lot. They just don't give an inch. And I just think I'm just at a point where, you know, just the idea of going out of my way for a cat that just seems so completely disinterested in having any emotional response to things in a meaningful way. It's just a big ask. My patience for that type of thing has gone way down. There was a time I would have put up with their nonsense. And now I'm just like, mm-mm. Could we do a cat drawing session next week, please? Asks Lucas after all of that. Yes. All right. Monday for our exploration session. We will look at cat anatomy and we will draw some cat poses. How about that? See, ask and you shall receive. And we will, we can discuss in detail all the things that we find so unbecoming about cats. No, I would actually be into that. Yeah, let's do that. That'll be fun. We've talked about doing animals for a minute now, so yeah, that could be good session. And the nice thing, you know, just generally speaking, this is a big generally, but you know, with there are some exceptions, obviously. Like elephants, kangaroos, this type of thing. But the general overall kind of construction of a cat we can use those large ideas for other animals too, with a little bit of modification here and there, right? But yeah, that'll be fun. All right, let's keep going here. 8 minutes. I'm going to go over. I'm going to just keep drawing for a bit, I think. I just don't see me being done here in 2 minutes. I'm guessing you probably have some serious cat lovers here too, which are like not too thrilled with what my statements. Whenever I pop out a roasted chicken, I get a little weirded out. Is it just me? Well, no, I don't. I would. I would kind of agree. There's nothing to kind of give you a sense of like, oh, this was an actual animal at some point, than pulling apart a roasted chicken, right? Like, I know it's kind of an overused idea, but the fact that we, you know, people say we're disconnected from our food because we see it all packaged and kind of neat, which I do think is the case. I do think we are disconnected from our food for sure. But you know, something like a roast chicken really does, it's probably the closest thing we have to actually reconnecting us to those ideas, barring being like a butcher, right? So I can't even draw this standing pose. What's going on with me? I think I have forgotten how to draw. This is just a disaster. All right, well, you can say you officially saw a low point. So that's been 11 minutes. I'm so done. Okay. Try the panoramic view trick, Richard. What is this panoramic? Rick says, Richard, I'm starting my own live stream. Check it out. I can get you back on your feet and drawing again. Membership is a little steep though. I look forward to seeing that, Rick. Do it. And you'll see what it's like on the other side. Okay, guys, that was different. But we made it, regardless. Somehow, we kind of made it. Are we the same? That's the question. Did we come out the other side unscathed? I would argue not. But here we are. But we do live to see another day. Okay, guys, cats. Cats, Monday. Let's do it. As I said, we will look at an anatomical breakdown for cats, which will be the opening discussion, really, of looking at the anatomy and animal drawing in general, which I really like the idea of that kind of change of pace. Suits me. So, and hopefully it suits you, and hopefully you will join me for that. Yeah, on Monday we'll do that. Then Thursday we'll go back, obviously do another figure drawing stream, assuming that this doesn't degrade further, and by Thursday, you know, I'm just, you know, just like a bumbling mess that can't hold a pencil. All things possible. Richard, you just demonstrated that you're human. Thank you for your thoughtful experience. That was my intention, James. It was all planned. Yeah, you know, it's all by design to make you guys feel better. Okay, enough nonsense. Have a fantastic weekend, whatever you might decide to do, wherever you might be. Go hug a pet. There you go. There's an idea, a leaving thought. What did I want to say? Oh yeah. It almost feels obscene asking this at this point in the proceedings, but if you wouldn't mind hitting the like button on your way out, that would that would make me feel a bit better. Guys, it's been. I'll see you all next week. Cheers.